welcome. Karina here. Today we are going to be working on a balancing sequence on our mat today. It's nice to come to our mat to regain some composure and some balance. I know we lose it along the way during the day. Our thoughts are all over the place, and that doesn't bring us into a balanced mind. If our thoughts are stuck in the past, or if we're too anxious, worrying about the future, it's not a balancing state. So we get to come to the mat, and we get to find it, and we get to find out where we're in balance to find the balance, to find that center, to find the equanimity, the calm, the peacefulness that we only can get when we are imbalanced. So we begin finding that balance with our breath. So at first, we begin seated, and if you like a block today, you can grab a block, have it handy, or if you use 2 blocks, keep them handy. Maybe if you want a blanket or a towel later on for savasana, or to place under your knees, or just to keep it around handy. It's always nice to have your tools around in case those times you find you're not balanced, and we have our tools. So our first tool that you always have with you is your breath. So when we begin to lose our anger, we're not in a balanced state. We find ourselves really sad, that's not in a balanced state. So with the tool, like I said, what we do have is our breath. So close the eyes. We're going to begin in a comfortable seated position. You can have a block underneath each knee to help support, or you can even sit on the block to lift up your hips. But beginning with the eyes closed and checking in with your breath cycle, your inhale and your exhale. Does that even feel balanced? And no judgment, just checking in. And then whatever came on, take a nice big inhale through the nose, open the mouth, and just release and let that go. Do that a couple more times. So we get to clear the deck. Whatever's weighing heavy on one side of the plate, of the equation, let it go. And then begin to smooth the breath out. Inhale through the nose, and then you're going to exhale through the nose. And that balance through the breath already brings your mind into balance. It brings you into the present moment. Your mind's going to wander, just let it come back to the breath. Beginning our practice in the meditative state. If you don't have a meditation practice, and you say it's too difficult, or you don't have time, 5 minutes a day, and even here right now, this is a little bit of a meditation. Get a couple more breaths. Help you rewire your brain so it fires in a balanced way. More stressed, it fires all over the place. Mind is trying to find that balance. So you gain the thoughts, gain control of the thoughts. And then gently, with that even breath, we're going to take our body to the mat. Take your back to the mat, slowly rolling down. Feet can be onto the floor, the knees can be bent. And then checking in with the feel of the breath as it presses against the mat. As you feel your heart lift with the inhale. And a little bit more grounding down through the exhale. When we're balanced, we're able to move, to think in a state of clarity. Begin to draw the knees into the chest as you hug in, and then checking in. You're going to roll around onto the lower back, circle around through the hips, switch direction of the circles. And then gently come back through center, hug the knees in. Allow the legs to reach up to the sky. You're going to point through the toes and then flex through the heels. And the time on our mat gives us that introspective time that we get to check in. And we get to see where we are imbalanced. A lot of times we think we know, but the answer comes up on the mat.
Draw the knees back into the chest, hug in, or maybe we do know and we don't take that time to correct it. Hug the right leg in, send the left leg out. Keep the belly engaged. Inhale, pull the left leg in, switch sides. Exhale, send that right leg out. Keep reaching. And you're reaching out through the sole of the foot. The shoulders are rolled back, heart's open. And then we're gonna move through there, alternating. Inhale, right leg comes in. Exhale, left leg reaches out. And then just move nice and steady. Breath for movement. Begin to engage the belly to support the lower back. And we begin to tap into that balanced energy through the body and the muscles. So when we're stressed, it starts getting all tight, maybe in the neck or the shoulders or the jaw or your belly, and that automatically just pulls you out of balance. So draw your knees into the chest, hug in. Hands can come back by the hamstrings. You're gently going to rock forward and back a few times. And then gently rolling all the way up and coming into a child's pose. So allow the toes can come together, the knees can open up wide, and sink the hips back. And here with the eyes closed, let me check in. Where in your life are you imbalanced? What are some areas in your life that need a little bit more balance? As we take care of others too much and we don't take care of ourselves, that's an imbalance. Maybe eating too many of the wrong foods, not having a balanced, healthy diet. Maybe having our thoughts go in one direction only, meaning the front, the present, the future, or the past. Or we worry too much about something that we have no control over. And then slide the hands back underneath the shoulders, knees below the hips. Come into your cow pose, shoulders back, heart opens, tailbone up to the sky. Exhale, pull the belly in, round the back, come into cat. And then do that a few more times. And then come through center. Balancing tabletop, right arm's going to reach forward. Left leg's going to reach out. Exhale, right hand comes down, left knee comes down. Find the balance through the arms and the legs. And then inhale, left arm reaches out. And then the right leg is going to reach out. And notice, even close your eyes. Your body's adjusting. There's a little bit of movement. It's your body finding the balance. That proper alignment through the body. Breathe. Left hand comes down, right knee comes down. Round your back for cat. Inhale, come through cow. And then come back through center. Hands are going to come to the top of the mat. Slide the shoulders over the wrists, coming into a kneeling plank. And let the shoulders come over the fingertips a little bit, and then let the hips come back. And then here, finding where you feel stable in that kneeling plank. Do you need to add more belly? Engage it, or the upper back. Release some tension from the neck or the shoulders. And then pause. Maybe the elbows are locking, slight bend. Or maybe there's too much energy and pain in the wrists, so we can come down to your forearms. And they're coming into a full plank. Curl the toes, lift the knees, reach out through the legs. Here, rock forward and back a few times. Finding your centered plank. What needs to come into play here? If it's too much in the shoulders, that's not going to work. It's not a balanced plank. Should be felt whole body. And then stilling the movement, find that strong plank. You are strongest when you are balanced. Press away into a downward facing dog. Press the earth away, lifting the hips up, pedaling through your legs. Keep the breath balanced, in and out. Good, long and smooth. Good, stilling the movement. Bend the knees, look between the hands, step the feet, top of the mat, forward fold. Inhale, half, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise, lifting up through the arms. Exhale, bend the elbows, open up through the chest. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, let the hands come down, heart center. I want you to close your eyes a moment here. I want you to feel that energy through the feet, the big toe mound and the pinky toe mound, and then the inner heel and then the outer heel. Slight little lift into the arches. And then that balance from the ground up. Are your knees locking? Slight little bend. Thighs engage. And let that balance come all the way up. Okay, keeping that balance even when we're on one leg. Inhale, arms out and up. Exhale, swan dive down, forward fold. Inhale, half. Exhale, plant the hands, step the left foot back, come through a runner's lunge. Shoulders back and down. Left hand comes down to the ground, open the torso to the right. Exhale, right hand comes down. Step the right foot back to plank. Pause, finding that plank, not rushing out of that plank, making sure you're balanced in that plank. And if it means, like I said, coming down to the knees to feel balance in that plank, then allow that to happen. Shoulders over the fingertips, bend your elbows, your low push-up. Tops of the feet can come to the floor, shoulders back, heart opens, your upward facing dog. If you need, knees can come down to the ground, high cobra. Check in with the back. Exhale, curl the toes, lift the knees, downward facing dog. Bend the knees, step or float your feet, top of the mat, forward fold. Inhale, half. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. Exhale, come to a chair pose. Hands can come heart center for this first one. We're gonna roll to the balls of our feet and we're gonna lift our heels. Balancing chair. And maybe we just take one at a time and then slowly add that other heel. And see where you feel it, legs, let it be, balanced through the legs as you're trying to balance. Engage your belly, shoulders back. Good, heels down, fold. Inhale, half. Exhale, step your right foot back. Runner's lunge, plant the right hand, open the torso to the left. Exhale, left hand comes down. Left foot comes back to your plank. Your low push-up. Inhale through your back bend. You're gonna hold this for a few breaths because I want to make sure that you choose a back bend that you can hold and you can feel balanced. Your mind's not rushing ahead to when you're going to come out of it. You feel grounded through the feet, through the legs, and you feel open through the heart. Good. Exhale, lift into a downward facing dog. Pedaling through your legs. And then bending the knees, look between the hands, step or float, top of the mat, forward fold. Inhale, half. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. Exhale, chair. Sorry, arms are going to come out. So we're going to do that balancing chair again. We're going to do a lot of these. So you're going to get stronger every time. Roll to the balls of the feet, lift the heels. Maybe sink back a little deeper. Okay, we're going to add on. Stay with the heels lifted. Inhale, lift to your Tadasana. Balance, balance. Squeeze what you need. Exhale, fold. Heels stay lifted. And then heels down. Fold a little deeper. Inhale, half. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. Exhale, bend the elbows, open the heart. Good, inhale up. We balance that breath with the movement. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half. Plant the hands, step 1 foot back at a time to your plank. Your low push-up, your vinyasa. Inhale, back bend, find the balance. Holding here. See a lot of people trying to rush out of this. This should feel good. Challenging, doable, balancing. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg's gonna lift up. On an exhale, step the right foot forward, top of the mat, runner's lunge. Come down to the left knee. Inhale, rise, kneeling crescent. So we're gonna curl the back toes and we're gonna lift the back knee coming into a full crescent. If that's not happening, your hands can come onto the thighs, curl the toes, lift the knees. If you need your hands to come down to the floor for a block, and then lift the knee, and then rise to crescent. Find your balancing way to come into the pose. Don't let your mind throw you off. Good, strong back leg like plank leg, frontal hip bones up to the belly, shoulders back and down. Your hands can always come heart center. When we shift to the top of the mat, you're gonna shift the weight to the right foot, left leg lifts up, one-legged mountain pose. So your body, you can feel a little bit of movement, finding the balance. Your body's doing that. Aid it, help it with your breath and your thoughts. Here, hands can come heart center. If they're not, take right above the left ankle, cross it over the right thigh, sink the hips back. Standing, flying pigeon. And breathe, think of that chair pose. Inhale, lift back up through one-legged mountain. Left foot comes down, chair. Balls of the feet onto the ground, the heels lift. Sink back if you need a little bit more. Inhale, lift up, balancing Tadasana. Good, good, reach, reach, reach. Leave the heels lifted, exhale, fold. Heels down, inhale, half. Plant the hands, step 1 foot back at a time. Your vinyasa. Hold your back bend. Find the balance. Good, 1 more breath cycle. Strong through the legs, lift those thighs. Good, engage the belly, come into a downward facing dog. Left leg lifts up. Balancing through the hips, the shoulders. Exhale, step the left foot forward, top of the mat. Come down to that right knee. Inhale, lift up through crescent. And then right here is even just a little bit of a balancing pose. Okay, so we're gonna come all the way into that standing crescent. So do what you need. Lift that back leg, full crescent. Feel strong as you lift up. And then you hold, and then you check in. Looking for imbalances so we can correct. Then we're gonna shift the weight to the left foot, one-legged mountain pose. Spread through the toes. Press through all 4 corners of the left foot. Take right above the right ankle, cross it over the left thigh. Hands can come heart center. If you need, sink them back. Good, flying pigeon chair. Just bring that chair element into this. Good, stay focused. Inhale, lift back up through one-legged mountain pose. Right foot down, chair. Balancing chair, roll to the balls of the feet, the heels lift. Stand. Fold on an exhale. Heels down. Inhale, half. Exhale, plant the hands, step back, move through your vinyasa, holding that upward facing dog, low cobra or high cobra. Breathe. This is where we make sure we're making the right choices. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a moment, pedal through your legs. Feel your balance get stronger in your mind and in your body. Okay, we're gonna do that sequence again, a little quicker. Inhale, right leg lifts up. Exhale, right foot forward. Left knee down. Rise, kneeling crescent. Find that balance. We don't all have to be in sync. When you're ready, full crescent. Rise up. Shift the weight to the right foot. One-legged mountain pose. Exhale, sink back. Flying pigeon. Inhale, one-legged mountain. Exhale, chair. Inhale, balance the chair. Breathe here. Good, use your next inhale, lift all the way up. Exhale, fold down. Heels down, inhale, half. Exhale, plant the hands, step or float back through your vinyasa. Hold that back bend today. Shoulders back, strong legs. Good, nice deep inhale. Good, use your next exhale, downward facing dog. Left leg up. On your exhale, step it forward. Right knee down, lift. Kneeling crescent. Curl the back toes, lift full crescent. Shift the weight to the left leg, right knee lifts up. One-legged mountain pose. Good, flying pigeon right above the right ankle over the left thigh. Sink back. Think the chair, your hips are back, not coming forward. So you're more into that left heel. Inhale, lift one-legged mountain. Exhale, chair. Inhale, balancing chair. Couple of breaths here. Good, your next inhale, lift into extended mountain pose, balancing. Exhale, fold. Heels down. Inhale, half. Exhale, step back plank. Chaturanga. Back bend, hold 2 breath cycles. Check in. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Take a moment to pedal through your legs, to come into a child's pose if you need. The calm and balanced mind is the strong and great mind. The hurried and agitated mind is the weak one. Wallace D. Wattles. Good, so let's meet in downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg lifts up. Exhale, step the right foot forward, top of the mat. Left knee comes down, rise, kneeling. Press through the balls of that back foot, the ball of the back foot. Inhale, rise, crescent. Arms are gonna come out in front of you. You're gonna take your right arm and you're gonna cross it, making an X over the left arm. So we're coming into our eagle arms. Maybe your hands can hold onto the shoulders, or you're gonna wrap the arms around again, palms come together, fingertips up to the sky. And your elbows are reaching forward, so you feel a release in that upper back, but your shoulder blades are rolling down. Strong legs, pull the belly in. And then we're gonna open up the chest to the ceiling. Gaze is gonna come up to the ceiling, the fingertips are gonna come back behind you. Instead of reaching the elbows forward, you're reaching them up. So you have balance in the body, balance in the mind, moving away from the agitated mind to the calm, centered mind. Breathe. Keep bringing your attention back to the breath. 2 more. Don't run away. Inhale, come back through the eagle arm crescent. Shift the weight to the right foot, one-legged mountain pose, keep the eagle arms. We're gonna come into full eagle. You're gonna cross the left leg over the right leg. Your left toes can come to the floor to a block. You're gonna sink the hips back like you're in the chair, so bring that chair pose with you. And when you sink back through the hips, you have more space for that left leg to maybe wrap around that right thigh.
And the top of the left foot can come onto that right shin. So sinking down, squeeze the legs in. Breathe up through the fingertips, breathe into the upper back. Finding the balance and the imbalance. Yeah, you're here for 2 more breath cycles. Long breaths. Good. On your next inhale, open up through the arms. Lift one-legged mountain pose. Standing splits, right, or the fingertips come down to the ground, left leg reaches up. And it's as if you were folding over your right leg and really reaching up through the left toes. Pull the belly in. Step the left foot back, runner's lunge. Shoulders back and down. Plant the left hand, open the torso to the right. So we're going to come into a side plank. We have a lot of variations and modifications for you. So you can come down with that right hand. You can come down to the left knee. Your left is going to be your base for the side plank. You can step the right leg back. Left shoulder over the left wrist. Right arm can reach up. Right leg can reach up. Full side plank. Extend out through the legs. Align the left shoulder over the left wrist. Or another option, you can come down to your forearm on the left. Parallel your arm to the top of the mat so your fingertips are reaching over to the right, and then you can come into a forearm side plank. You are balancing here. You're not on all fours. You're not on the hands, you're just not on the feet. You're balancing, but it's not just that left arm holding you up. And maybe the right leg lifts up. So we always try to find a little bit more strength in our balance. Maybe you grab a hold of your big right toe with your index finger, middle finger, and the right leg lifts up. Breathe. And even just play around. Good, you're here for 2 more breath cycles. Lengthen. Smile. There you go. Good, exhale, flip back to plank. Your vinyasa. Hold that back bend for today. That heart opener. Good, exhale, downward facing dog. Pedal through your legs. Check in with your wrists. Balance. Good, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg lifts up. Exhale, step the left foot forward. Come down to the right knee, top of the right foot. Inhale, lift up. Through the arms. Curl the back toes. Lift, full crescent. Arms are going to come out in front of you. You're going to cross the left arm over the right. Wrap the arms around. Reach up through the fingertips. Elbows are forward. Sorry, we're not back bending yet. So find that upper back, the lengthen of the torso, arms. Good, and then now, open up. Maybe the gaze is up to the sky. Let the shoulders roll back, open up. Good, you're not dumping into the lower back. The hips are forward, strong legs. Yes, you're uncomfortable, but don't focus on that. Focus on the balanced breath. Seek the balance that's right here. It's not when we're done. It is right here. Good, one more breath cycle. Maybe you can sink down a little bit deeper through the legs. Lift up a little bit more through the chest. Inhale, come back with the torso. Keep the eagle arms. Good, shoulders back and down. Shift the weight to the left foot. One-legged mountain pose, right leg lifts up. Keep that energy, upper body through the fingers. Good, up, up, up. Full eagle, wrap the right leg over the left. Sink the hips back and coming in a chair. You have more space for the right leg to wrap around. Top of the right foot can Hook onto that left calf. Or remember, the toes can come down to the ground. The right toes. Keep your hips level. Gaze forward. Keep sinking back through the hips. 2 more breath cycles. Press evenly through the left foot. Keep your hips facing the front of your mat. Inhale, lifting up. Unfurl the arms. One-legged mountain pose. Standing splits. Fingers come down to the ground. Right leg reaches up. Keep reaching through the right toes. Pull the belly in. If your hands come back a little bit more, really folding over that left leg. Good, inhale, lengthen through the torso. Step your right foot back. Runner's lunge. Right hand down, open the torso to the left. Exhale, left hand comes down. So we're going to come into side plank on our right side as your base. So you can come down to that right knee, extend the left leg out. This could be your side plank. This could be your side plank. Parallel your hand, your arm, so it's this way, the top of your mat. Align the shoulder over the elbows. Lift up through the torso, arms reach up. Maybe lift that left leg. Or coming into that wrist beneath the shoulders, lift the hips, full plank. And we grab the left toes, lifting up, playing around. Breathe, 2 more breath cycles. Feel lifted. Keep reaching out through the feet, engaging the legs. Really using those right obliques closest to the ground. Good, exhale, come back through plank. Move through your vinyasa. Hold that upward facing dog, wherever you're on that back bend. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Good, take time, pedal through your legs. Get a sip of water if you need it. Good, meet downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg lifts up. On an exhale, step the right foot forward, top of the mat. Runner's lunge. You're going to straighten the right leg, round your back over that right thigh. Gaze is at the left toes. Last round of balancing. Pull the belly in. If your gaze is at the left toes, just let the gaze come down maybe to the right toes. Pull the belly in, lengthen through the spine. Fingertips can come up off the floor, and here you're balancing. Or maybe you bring the hands back behind you. Pull the frontal hip bones up, shoulders back, heart forward. You're balancing because you're not on all 4 corners of both feet. Good, inhale, slowly lift up, crescent pose. Shoulders back, chest open, reach through that back leg. You're going to shift the weight to the right foot, lift up to the top of the mat, one-legged mountain pose. Hands can come heart center. We're going to come into our tree pose. So your left toes can come down to the floor. Your heel can come above the ankle. Use your balance, or the foot's going to come all the way up off the floor. Maybe reach down, take the left foot, place it into the inner thigh, and nice and tall. Open up the thing nice and wide, the left leg. Hug in through that right leg, pull the belly in. And then challenge the balance a little bit more. Arms can reach up. Let your branches grow. Remember, you're stronger when you're in balance. Find a focal point. Maybe where the wall meets the ceiling. If that's too easy, close your eyes. You make sure you're not locking through the right knee. And a little bit of a challenge here. You can take your left arm, place it on top of the left leg. Palms open. Keep reaching up through the right arm, and you're going to hinge or lean over to your left. Sometimes our balancing gets so challenged. And you got to lean, and you're on one leg, and the wind is blowing, and everything's just coming at you. But you've got this. Breathe. Inhale, lift back through your tree. Coming out of the tree, hands, heart center. Left foot comes to the floor. Chair pose. Reach up through the arms. Roll to the balls of the feet, the heels lifted. I haven't forgotten about this. Look how much stronger you are from the first time that we tried this. Your mind is there. The body's listening. Your energy is here. Good. Inhale. So keep the heels lifted. Lift all the way up. Keep the heels lifted. Fall forward, fold. Heels down. Inhale, half. Exhale, plant the hands. Step back through your Vinyasa. Hold that up. Bird facing dog or high cobra or baby cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg lifts up. Exhale, step the left foot forward. Find the runner's lunge. Slowly straighten the left leg, folding over the left leg. Pull the belly in, gaze can be at that right toe, right foot. Good, let the gaze change to the left foot. Lengthen through the spine so you're strong through the lower back with your abdominals engaged. Lift the fingertips off the ground. They can reach back behind you. Keep that front leg straight but not locked. Inhale, rise through crescent. Put a bend into that left knee. Arms up. Reach up. Good, strong back leg. Good, that back knee comes down a little bit. Reach out through the leg. Frontal hip bones up. Shift the weight to the left foot. Lift up one-legged mountain pose. Hands can come heart center. Coming into our tree pose, maybe the right toes come down to the ground. Or maybe the heel comes over the ankle. Stand nice and tall through your left leg. Maybe the right foot comes up to the shin. Just make sure it doesn't rest right on your knee, right on the joint. Maybe you reach down, place the foot into the inner thigh. Take your time. Nurture it with your deep breaths, with your thoughts. Let the branches grow. And keep scanning the balance from the foot, through the leg, through the torso, shoulders back. Right arm can rest on top of the right thigh. Keep reaching up through the left arm, shoulders back, belly engaged. Maybe hinge over, lean over to your right. Okay, remember that long, smooth breath is going to keep your balance. And if you come out of it, just come right back into it. A lot of times your mind is going to be the first thing that's just going to throw you off. One little wayward thought, one little squirrel running by. Good, lift back into your tree. Hands come center, let the right foot come down, sink back into your chair. Arms reach out, shoulders back. Roll to the balls of the feet, lift your heels. Last one of these. What do you do with that information? Makes it bearable. Sometimes we don't know how many more things that life's gonna throw at us. Good, inhale, lift up through your Tadasana, reach up, keep the heels lifted, exhale, fold.
Heels down, inhale half. Exhale, plant the hands, step back through your vinyasa, hold your back bend. It's your last one. Good, exhale, lift the hips, come into a downward facing dog. Take a moment, come into a child's pose, toes can come together, knees open up wide, sink your hips back. Check in with the balance of the breath and the mind. And then lift up through tabletop. And we're going to bring our feet to the floor, the knees bent. And then we're going to roll all the way down to the ground. Once you're all the way down, draw the knees into the chest, hug in. Move the thighs away from the chest, your shins are parallel to the mat. Arms are gonna reach up, palms face one another. Inhale, right arm reaches up overhead, extend the left leg. Exhale, arm and leg come back up. Inhale, left arm, right leg, and then come back up through center. And then keep doing that. Good balance. Using right brain, left brain, brain balance. Balance through the breath. And yes, we're working our core. Good, one more time each side. And then draw the knees into the chest, hug in, a little break onto the lower back. So we're gonna come into eagle pose here on the ground. So what does that look like? You're gonna wrap tightly your right leg over the left. Maybe you can tuck the top of that right foot onto the left calf. Hips are level. Arms are gonna reach up. You're gonna cross the left arm tightly over the right. Wrap the arms around, hands can come together, or again, you can hold onto the shoulders if there's not that space. Reach the fingertips now up overhead. So if when we were standing, they were reaching up to the ceiling. So now they're lifting up at the wall behind you. Your elbows are reaching up to the ceiling. So we're gonna do some eagle sit-ups here. So really wrap through the legs, wrap through the arms, pull the belly in. Exhale, draw the shoulders off the mat, knees and elbows together. Inhale, lower down. Exhale, up. Inhale down. Keep doing that. Keep pulling the belly in. Move nice and slow. Feel the heat. Squeeze your belly. 2 more. And then uncross the arms, uncross the legs, knees come into chest, hug in. Just get to the other side. Wrap tightly the left leg over the right. Maybe that foot tucks in. If not, just keep it close to it. Your toes, just think you're standing eagle. Hips are level. Arms reach up, shoulders back. You're now going to cross your right arm tightly over the left, right at your chest. Either hold the shoulders or wrap the arms around. Palms come together like you're clapping. Or even if you're almost close, the back of the hands can even touch. So reaching the fingertips up overhead, elbows up to the sky, shoulders back and down. Squeeze in arms and legs, belly. Exhale, lift up. Inhale, lower down. Keep breathing. And maybe if you find it's easier for you to inhale up and exhale down, then try it. Good, squeeze and hold when you're coming down. Don't let go. Smooth through the breath. Two more. And across the arms, uncross the legs, knees come into chest. Good, let the knees open up nice and wide. Back stays onto the floor, coming into a happy baby. Feet reach up to the sky. Hands come back behind the knees, or they're gonna reach up to your feet. Elbows can come out to the side. Just gently kind of rock side to side. Get into your hip flexors. And your hips, wherever feels good. Did a lot of neutral. We didn't do too many hip openers. Maybe just when we were doing our standing pigeon, that was like the only hip opener. So it feels a little tight, don't worry. Just breathe, relax. Even when our breath is all short and shallow, then our body responds by the muscles being tense. So you can just relax through the shoulders and any of the tense, tight spots by allowing a smooth breath. Balance. Okay, draw the knees into the chest, hug in. Feet to the floor, knees bent. Arms alongside the body, shoulders back and down. You're gonna press down through the feet. You're gonna flatten the back. We're gonna lift into our bridge pose. So here it's all about balance too. You're pressing through all four corners of the feet. You're lifting up through the hips. Aim your tailbone to behind the knees. Feel that lift through the front of the body. The shoulders roll back. And if you automatically have a little bit more space, you can feel your shoulders start rolling in toward one another, and you can interlace the hands. Reach the clasped hands toward the heels. Open up through the chest. And the knees aren't touching, but if you have pretend you have a block in between your inner thighs, like you're squeezing in toward one another. Gently, you're going to find some balance here. And if your hands are clasped and you need to move them out of the way to find your balance, then do so. It's like having that stair rail, handrail there. It's there for you. So if you need it, grab it. You're going to root down through the right foot. You're going to lift the left leg up. Moving nice and slow. Nothing should shift through the hips. Breathe on. Breathe up through those left toes. Keep pressing down through the right foot. Good. Keep that balance. Let the left foot come down. Notice if anything shifted. Keep it. Shift the weight slightly to the left. You're kind of preparing. Pull the belly in. What you need. Right leg is going to reach up. Breathe. Right foot comes to the floor. Release the clasped hands if they are. Roll the shoulder blades out of the way. Roll down upper back, middle back, and then the lowest part of your back. And knees can come into the chest, hug in. Okay, rock side to side, circle around onto the lower back. Hug the right leg in, send your left leg long, let it rest onto the mat. Really squeeze that right leg in. And then your arms can come alongside the body just so you can move the left hip toward the center of the mat. And you're kind of moving that left hip over to the right, and then we're gonna come into a supine twist. So let the right leg come over, maybe rest onto the block, or to the floor. Right arm, shoulders, the shoulders back on the right. Find the position of the arms. You can turn your head over toward the right. If you find your right foot's not coming to the floor, you can let it rest onto something. Find the position of the arms. That left arm can be up overhead. It can be onto the leg. Just close the eyes. Allow your body just to fall into the natural rhythm of the balance. Our body self-corrects. Our mind
If it's all over the place, it doesn't aid into that balance. So if we just focus on the long, smooth breath, the body can just flow into the balance. The physical, the energetic balance. Get 2 more breath cycles. And then gently coming out of the pose with the head, come back center. Let the right foot come to the floor, your arms can come back down to the side, so you can help press into to lift your hips, place them back underneath you, knees into chest, again, hang in, hug in. Hug the left leg in, send the right leg long. Good, hug that left leg in. And then releasing that left, arms can come down just so we can aid the right hip toward the center of the mat, scooching it underneath, stacking and the right hip underneath the left, and then the left leg can come over to a block, to the ground, and that block can come to the foot, or maybe if it feels good underneath the knee. I'm leaving it. And then let the left shoulder roll back. Gaze can come over to the left. Again, find the position of the arms. Enjoying this moment, each breath. Being able to relax, finding the balance from our daily activities. Can't constantly be the go, 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 go. That's imbalance. Lifestyle. We need to balance it out. Two more breath cycles. And of course, if you need another breath cycle, take it. Be ready to come out of the pose. Slowly keep the belly engaged. Arms can come down, the feet can come down. Press the hips back underneath you. Knees come into the chest one more time. Hug in. Let the shoulder blades come off the mat. Really big hug for yourself right here. And then gently roll down. Coming into our savasana pose, find a position you can be completely comfortable. If you have that towel or the blanket, it's nice to place it underneath your knees. If the legs are long, let them be wide so the feet flop to the side. If you have that block, you can place it underneath a knee or 2 blocks, one under each. Let the shoulders roll back. Let the palms maybe be open in a gesture of receiving. Or the palms can be down onto the ground in a gesture of just a little bit more grounding. Or they can be on your body. Staying where you are and allowing me to do the distant reiki healing that I like to do at the end of the videos, allowing that energy to help heal you, regardless of when you do this and how many times you do it. It is always reaching you. If you have something to place over your eyes, allow that to happen. Just to place even a towel over your eyes. With the light being cut off on the eyes, your mind's able to relax a little bit quicker, deeper. And then taking a nice deep inhale through the nose, open the mouth, and release. Balancing out our practice here from all the work. Allowing yourself to rest. Slowly begin to bring the attention back to your body. Begin to deepen your breath, nice and slow. Wiggle through your fingers and your toes. And for a deeper stretch, you can circle sweep the arms up overhead along the floor. Reach up through the fingertips, breathe down, front of the body, fingers to toes. And then exhale, let that go. Put a bend into your knees and guide your body to fetal position on the right or left side. Use your arm to cradle that side of the head. Allow the eyes to stay closed. Bringing the balance of the breath back through the body. The best and safest thing is to keep a balance in your life. Acknowledge the great powers around us and in us. If you can do that and live that way, you are a really wise person. Euripides. And whenever you're ready, slowly, carefully bring yourself up to a comfortable seated position and not rushing yourself, maybe allowing the eyes to stay closed as you guide yourself to a comfortable seated position. As you root down through the sit bones, feel that energy, kind of be able to move through the body a little bit more smoother, with ease, with grace. Sealing in our practice, take a nice deep inhale, circle sweep arms out and up. Let the palms come together. Exhale, let the thumbs come down to the heart center. Bowing down to the heart center. May you be safe from all harm. May you be free from all suffering. May you know joy. And from my heart to yours, namaste. Thank you so much for joining me today and getting your yoga fix here with some balancing on the mat. And I will see you again soon.